Good day, everyone. Welcome back to your physical fitness class. And for today, we are going to discuss about the cardiovascular system. At the end of this lesson, you are supposed to, number one, know the different parts of the heart muscles and its general functions. Number two, know the different health-related diseases of the heart as a result of inactivity and improper habits. Number three, gain knowledge of the proper exercise prescription and other factors that can develop the improvement and health of the heart. Number four, compute for intensity levels of the heart during physical activity. Number five, evaluate current cardiovascular endurance fitness level through series of heart rate tests. Number six, analyze the importance of perceived exertion of the heart and how it can determine current fitness zone and exertion. And number seven, discover the benefits of regular physical activity and exercise to the heart and its fitness. The contents are the functions and parts of the heart, facts about the heart, risk factors, cardiovascular diseases, physical activity in the heart, exercise prescription for the heart. Also, we are going to compute about the MHR, HRR, THR, and target heart rate zone, and the RPE. To start, please take note that your heart is a muscle, and to be specific, it is a cardiac muscle. Doing physical activities or physical effort can help you to improve your heart. The heart is an organ that plays such a critical role in determining your capacity for work as well as your level of fitness. The main function of our heart is to pump blood to various parts of the body and to deliver oxygen and nutrients. Anatomy of the heart. When we say anatomy, it deals with the study of the human body and its different structures. So the heart is one of those many structures. And without it, we cannot sustain life. The heart is divided into two sections. We have the right and left side, or to be specific, it is divided into four chambers. We have right atrium and right ventricle. Also, we have the left atrium and left ventricle. Aside from these four chambers, our heart is also consists of valves, veins, and blood vessels. So in physiology, it is a branch of science that deals with how several organs in the body work together to keep the body within its normal function. So physiology and anatomy always go together in the study of living organisms. Both right and left atrium serve as reservoirs of the heart, or the function is to collect blood, while both right ventricle and left ventricle are the transporter of blood to the lungs and to the whole body. As I have mentioned earlier, aside from the chambers in our heart, it also consists of valves, veins, and blood vessels. So the main functions of our valves is to prevent backflow of the blood. Or to be specific, tricuspid valve prevents backflow between the right atrium and the right ventricle, while bicuspid prevents backflow between the left atrium and the left ventricle. The pulmonary semilunar prevent backflow from the heart to the lungs, and the aortic semilunar prevent backflow from the heart to the body. And the veins, so it brings blood back to the heart, and arteries bring blood away from the heart. There are two types of arteries. The first one is the pulmonary artery, or the blood to the lungs. And the last one, or the second one, is aorta. It brings blood to different parts of the body. This is the cardiac cycle, and it begins when the oxygenated blood fills the right atrium. When the right atrium has been filled, the tricuspid valve opens and sends this blood towards the right ventricle. As soon as the right ventricle is filling with the blood, the tricuspid valve closes to prevent backflow of the blood between the two right chambers of the heart. As the oxygenated blood is contained within the right ventricle, the pulmonary valve opens and blood pumped through the pulmonary arteries. And during this time, the oxygenated blood travels to the lungs for it to be oxygenated. And oxygenated blood from the lungs go back to the heart, starting with the left atrium. As left atrium fills, the bicuspid valve prepares to open to send the blood towards the left ventricle. When the left ventricle has been filled, the bicuspid valve closes to prevent backflow of the blood between the two left chambers. Oxygenated blood within the ventricle passes through the aortic artery or the aorta. So this is the part where the oxygenated blood is then pumped to transport to different parts of our body. So this cycle happens in just one pump of our heart. And it will only slow down if you are not physically active, and it will get stronger if you take time to strengthen it. So the only way to stop this organ to function is when someone is already dead. Here are some facts about the heart. Fact number 1, fit heart muscle will result to increase heart muscle size and power. And as you can see, there is a difference in size in terms of the heart of an athlete and non-athlete. Second, our heart is a muscle, and to be specific, it is a cardiac muscle. Doing physical activities or exercise can help you to have a strong heart. Fact number 3, it is more efficient than an automobile engine because your heart can transform its fuel or one half of its fuel into energy. Fact number 4, beats 4,000 gallons of blood per day, equivalent for or to more than 10 tons of blood. For pulse intervals, you can get for the whole 1 minute or 60 seconds, or you can try to get 30 seconds, then multiply it by 2, or 15 seconds multiplied by 4, and the last one is 10 seconds multiplied by 6. For fact number 5, on average, the heart beats 40 million times per year. So 2.5 billion times if you are already 70 years old. The risk factors of your heart. Number 1, lifestyle. And the kind of lifestyle you lead actually accounts as the greatest factor and contributor to the health of your heart. Second is genes or hereditary traits. We always say that it directly affects the condition of your heart or your health. Third is high body fat. So it may be a result of inactivity and doing bad habits or vices such as drinking alcohol, doing smoking, doing drugs, sleeping late, and others. Then tension and stress directly affect the condition of your heart. So what it does is it increases the blood pressure, and your veins are restricted to regulate blood flow within your heart chambers. Here are some examples of cardiovascular diseases. So hypertension, a condition in which blood pressure is beyond normal. So blood pressure is defined as the measurement of force applied into artery walls. When you are measuring your blood pressure, you are also measuring your systole. The heart contracts and pumps blood out, and diastole, the heart relaxes and fills with blood. Normal blood pressure is 120/80, and low if less than 100 over less than 60, and high if more than 160 over more than 100. Next is coronary heart disease. It is a condition that affects the blood vessels of the heart and its surrounding muscles. This condition occurs where or when there is a buildup of fat deposits called plaque. The causes, of course, the smoking, high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels, diabetes, and sedentary lifestyle. Next is we have the angina pectoris or pain or chest pains associated with blocked artery or arteries. So chest pain, the medical term is angina pectoris. The symptoms are pressure on chest, squeezing pain, discomfort on neck, shoulder, jaw, back, or arm. Next is ischemia. Blood flow to the heart is reduced because of blockages in the heart's arteries. So the result of this can lead to abnormal heart rhythms and heart attack. Next is heart attack, or also known as myocardial infarction. Blockage within the arterial wall, which lead to lack of oxygen and blood flow in the body's circulation. Next is atherosclerosis. It is the blockage within the arterial wall due to fat deposits or plaque. There are two types of cholesterol, the high-density lipoprotein or the good cholesterol. It picks fat in the blood and sends it to your liver to be processed and delivered out from your body. The second one is low-density lipoprotein or bad cholesterol. So this type of cholesterol is the fat that may build up over time in your arteries. Next is arteriosclerosis. The arterial walls thickened and hardened as a result of age. Also, we have peripheral vascular disease, the lack of oxygen delivered to the limbs, or this is a blood circulation disorder that affects the blood vessels outside of the heart and the brain. We also have congestive heart failure, the heart's inability to pump blood at life-sustaining rates. Symptoms: fatigue, shortness of breath, and swelling. The last one is stroke, so lack of oxygen delivered to the brain. So all of the diseases we have mentioned can end to stroke. Again, here are the 10 cardiovascular diseases. So doing physical activities can help you to avoid this kind of diseases. Physical activity and the heart. Physical activity increases the functionality of the heart to circulate blood and oxygen all throughout the body. So when you are active, your heart rate increases and it generates extra effort in pumping more blood to your system. So if you continue to perform regular physical activity, you are specifically strengthening or strengthen your heart as well. Then physical activity directly reduces the risk of heart disease, hypertension, stroke, and early death. Also, the other diseases that we have mentioned earlier. Then the last one, physical activity provides your body with higher performance, functionality, and well-being. So when your heart is strong and active, you look at the world with more vitality and energy. This outlook makes you become more productive and efficient with the tasks you are performing. Exercise prescription for the heart. Again, if you are developing your cardiovascular endurance, you are also developing your heart as well. So you can do aerobic activities such as walking, jogging, and running for 3 to 6 times a week with 20 to 60 minutes a day. So you can do it intermittently or continuously. Monitor through RHR and heart rate after exercise. Now we are going to try to compute for this heart rate. So heart rate determine your level of effort in exercise. The first one is the maximal heart rate or the MHR, the age-related number of beats per minute your heart does when it is at work during maximum effort. So we have two formulas, the old and the new. For the old, we have 220 minus the age. Or let's say, for example, the age is 25 years old. So 220 minus 25 is equals to 195. So the MHR is 195. For the new formula, we have 208 minus the quantity of zero point 0.7 times age. So let's say, for example, 25 is the age. So you are going to get first the quantity of zero point 0.7 times age, or let's say zero point 0.7 times 25 is equivalent to 17.5. Then 208 minus 17.5 is equivalent to 190.5, or if rounded off, it is equivalent to 191. So the maximum heart rate is 191. For the heart rate reserve, or HRR, it is the difference between your maximum heart rate and your resting heart rate. When we say resting heart rate, you're going to get your pulse rate once you wake up. So let's say, for example, your heart rate or resting heart rate is 72, and let's get the maximum effort that we have earlier. So meaning to say, you're going to do this. So 191 minus 72 is equals to 119. So this is your HRR. Next is threshold heart rate, or the THR. Heart rate in which you should only be training at. So the formula is the quantity of HRR times 40% plus the resting heart rate. So let's say that the HRR is 119 times 0.40, it is 47.6. Then 47.6 plus the resting heart rate of 72 is equals to 119.6, or if rounded off, it is equivalent to 120. The target heart rate zone. So determines your heart rate capacity at certain intensities with specific fitness goal. Let's say, for example, the fitness goal is weight loss. So meaning to say that you are in zone 1. You're going to get the 60% to 70% of maximum heart rate. And in our example, the maximum heart rate is 191. So you're going to get the 60% or 60 to 70% of 191. So it is equivalent to 115 to 134. Then sa zone 2, 134 to 153, again, it depends on your fitness goal. Next is ratings of perceived exertion, or RPE. It is a subjective assessment of effort or intensity. Signals you to slow down or put more effort in your exercise. So this prevents you from stopping and counting your heart rate during exercise. Oftentimes, this type of heart rate intensity is more reliable and easy to perform because it only requires you to be honest about how you truly feel when you are exerting effort in exercise. Let's say, for example, I am having hard time in doing the activity, then my rate is 17. So simple as that. You just need to be honest to yourself. Then why learn about this heart rate exertion? So it is for you to reach your target during exercise, especially when you have fitness goal. Second, make exercise more optimal. And third, to determine your cardiovascular fitness. So again, performing physical activities and exercise can help you to have strong muscles or strong heart. And you should be reminded that heart is a muscle that needs to be challenged regularly. This way, you are preventing it from acquiring diseases and you are strengthening it to reach the maximum potential. So that's all. Thank you so much.